Hello everyone, Scoops here, welcome back to some more Tangle Tower. We're in the stone square. We just met Detective Hawkshaw.
It's a big stone dais.
Biggest one I've ever seen. First one too.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that. I was clicking into the screen. Yeah, in the last episode, we discovered that Freya... Hold on, let me hit this menu thing. Yeah, Freya was murdered. Possibly by Flora, but she's not talking. And then Detective Hawkshaw is here, also trying to learn what's happening. But she came here before, so I don't really get that. Let's explore some stuff around here.
It's a clock with 4 faces.
Ooh, look closer. Yes, please.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
Ooh, rotate the dials until all 4 hands are in the correct position. Do we know what that position is? Oh, wait, no, you're just helping.
Moving any of the hands turns the adjacent hands, and it's like cogs on a machine.
Okay, yeah, but what time are we looking for here? Like a 6. Looks like 12s. Okay. Let's see, what does this actually... This lands, and that does a... Look at the top here. 9? This looks like a 12. That's a 6? Oh, okay, I get it. And this is a 3. That's not how 3 goes. That's how 3 goes. That's a 3, 6. Get you up to the top there. That's not where we need it to be. 6. Right. Okay. I'm gonna do that, but then we're gonna do it this way. Oh.
No.
That was my exact reaction. Oh, that was it.
Nice work. What's in the box?
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope.
Ooh.
But I'm not actually sure what it is.
Let's see. Let's check it out. Small brass tool with a curved glass lens. It has a screw at the base. So it's going to be put on top of something to look out.
There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point.
Ooh.
But someone scratched it off.
How recently? Let's
A giant glowing gemstone.
yeah.
AKA a greenhouse.
Greenhouse. Yeah, from here it seems like we can kind of go everywhere. So we've been to just like a small amount of the rooms, but it's like we can go up to each one of these. We can go over to each one's over here. Let's continue down to the garden. Go to that greenhouse. It's gonna be a big fact-finding one, I think. We're just gonna learn a lot. See where we are. Oh my god, he's just hiding in the bushes.
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him. He's a little too big to hide in the bushes. Is anyone going to say anything? Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Right, sorry. Sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's a fellow as
And why are you
well.
so tall?
I don't know.
That's a good That's a good way to answer that.
You work
Stam, what can I say?
as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of?
What? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but condense it as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener.
That doesn't seem likely.
I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
Didn't the detective say that she talked to him after? Suspicious. Or possibly misremembered.
I was up in the
We'll see.
rooftop garden. It was quiet. And then, it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human. We thought it was coming from Flora's
Mutated
tower,
plant
so we went up
creature?
there.
We.
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did. Poppy and I
Okay.
went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
Okay.
I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
Okay. So he acknowledged it. She did meet her. He did meet her.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
Should I go now? I kind of want to explore this as it is. Let's stick around. Hopefully I didn't just
A
like
little
block
chart of,
anything off.
Actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Take a look. Hi. Just kidding. I don't know. Actually know the rest of these.
Kinda reminds me of a periodic table.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Letters?
Kinda reminds me of a periodic
You gonna tell me anything more?
Kinda reminds
Yeah,
me
it's
of a
1, 2,
periodic
3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I'm gonna take. When I'd probably reasonably take a screenshot, but I'm lazy, so I'm gonna pull out my phone. Oh yeah.
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
I don't know. It
Looks
kind of
like a
looks
gemstone,
delicious.
Don't you think?
Potted fruit. A potted fruit with a hard gemstone-like skin. The soil in the pot is an unusual blue color, probably from the water.
Hanging baskets.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
2 inches makes all the difference.
Is there really much else here? It doesn't really look like it. Nothing looks interesting. So let's go back. Let's make our way up the tower, I think. Yeah, that seems prudent. The music room. Oh, this is we just learned her name. Can't remember, but we'll say hi.
Are you a ghost?
Sally! That's rude! Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy.
Poppy.
I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
Yeah, so we had the use these things. What does this go? Not the damage tape. That wasn't about yeah, that was like somebody hiking in the woods. You can hear birds. But the cracked tape, that had something to do with the piano. Let's ask the questions first, and then I'll bring that
I'm
up.
just me.
I think.
There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor, Spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends. We all turned 19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... Things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
Seems reasonable. Small place.
3.5 hours of piano practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that.
Okay, let's get the statement then.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon.
That
We
checks
heard
out.
This sound lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different.
He described it as a
Worse. I
scream.
was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The 3 of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
What was the experiment?
That's it.
I gotta know what the experiment was. What do you mean he did an experiment? What? Right after someone died, is she gonna resurrect her? Like, okay, sure.
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody?
No, cat's gonna come. Coming up. Gonna stare at. Right, pop up. Okay. Okay, is there any of these things really look like it? Probably. Oh my god.
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
Let's not go to. I gotta start talking to these people after, so then I can quickly go. What are these?
Paper lanterns?
Whatever they are, I like them.
I like them too. Hey.
It's like a little parade of floating spirits.
Yep.
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Ooh, I didn't even see that underneath. Horn statue. Shiny statue of a strange creature holding a large horn. There's a noticeable crack running along the length of the statue's horn. Inside the horn and on the ground below are various shards of cracked glass. So this is maybe like a screen of some kind? Potentially? Why is everything cracked? That's something we really haven't gotten like an indication of, an understanding of in any way. I know. Hello. I missed you too. This seems dangerous.
Old wooden bookcase.
Yep.
25 dry old books.
Mm-hmm.
4 lit candles.
Dangerous.
Am I the only one seeing the problem?
It's dangereux. Take a look at the
It's
piano.
one of those big pianos with the open lids.
Classy.
Don't touch it.
Why not?
Might be haunted.
True. I've had one grow teeth and start biting me. Okay. So we unlocked Poppy's room, which I think is here. Let's go. Let's go up there. Yes. Ooh, squid
It's an
lantern.
octopus.
Octopus. How did I get that so wrong?
No, it's not. It has 6 legs. Not it. Don't say it.
Sextopus.
Nice. Ooh, dramatic
A
rose.
single red rose. How very traditional.
Yeah, weird. It's a
Clock.
metronome.
Oh,
keeping
metronome.
time.
Oh.
What happened?
Little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Heart of a photograph.
Ooh. The rip photo shows a young girl with blonde hair and pink clothes. The girl in the photo is using a bright pink cassette player with matching headphones. Owner of the cassette, I'm assuming. That's from Poppy's room.
Anything in the drawer?
Nothing you need to know about.
Fair point.
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Hopefully, nothing.
Is that a
A big
telephone?
glass door leads out into a garden.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Yeah, let's check that out. Slide the lid open, then move the tiles to the correct slots. Oh. Do we know?
Nothing.
All
Still,
4 tiles have a moon symbol.
those other symbols look like suns.
I think it is. But in
In an abstract kind of way. Anything but that? Do we, like, match it on the opposite side?
Nope.
maybe the
So
info
where is it?
somewhere else.
Ooh, okay.
I guess we'll come back later.
Come back later.
Firm support.
I got
Sheet
this.
music.
It's only a few notes.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
Sheet music has been framed and decorated with delicate, old-fashioned illustrations. Some roses. It's a note.
There's an, you know, these one.
Nice. Okay, I don't see anything else particular. Do I have any clues that would give me that? I don't think so. Tape, open letter, portrait, sheet music. No.
Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. Never realized there were so many shades of black.
Always more shades of black. Okay, let's continue on. What is this place? Astronomy tower. Yeah, let's do the right thing and look at things first.
You know, I've always
A mechanical solar system?
I would look at it.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle. Sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
Rotate the 5 planets, the sun and the moon around the middle. Are you like just giving shade? Is that what we're doing? Okay, everyone. So I'm recording this one after. You can tell its lighting's different. It's nighttime now. I was editing this video, and I was looking at this puzzle. And I didn't figure out this puzzle when I was doing that recording. I didn't understand it, didn't see what was happening. I figured, oh, there's probably some solution elsewhere. Not realizing that there's, like, you know, lines moving around. So if I were to guess, we're probably looking at something like this. something like that, and then we gotta move like these around, and it's probably like something like this. Maybe like over here, and then this one goes. That's really close. Oh, it's probably like one here, one here.
That's the one.
Ugh. Why?
Hey, not bad. Did you hear that?
There's a little hatch underneath.
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Ooh, golden beetle. Various research notes and diagrams. 4. The golden beetle, named for its exoskeleton composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold, has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss. Oh, that's such a... Okay. Records of over 95 decibels. It is being... And by being completely undigestible, this mistid has somewhat spurred reputation for calling ill fortune to those that see it. Alright, I have thoughts about that, but you're not going to hear them because this is going to have to wait till not the next episode, the episode after that, because I recorded ahead.
Reset the puzzle.
Ooh.
Just gonna rest my brain.
Yeah, give an idea for that. Something on the ceiling that would help? Anything in the books?
It's tidier than my desk. The notebook is untouched.
So, even the most well-used notebooks,
A spy.
they're in very good condition.
Okay, let's say hi.
Shh,
We'll make note of that one. We'll
Do
keep an
you
eye
hear
out.
them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Rude.
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
And in reality, a little bit. You kind of have to admit that, right? Alright, tell me about yourself. Percival.
Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the Cosmos I say hi.
So snarky. Tell me about
Day
yesterday.
began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
That's interesting.
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
I don't know about that. That seems a little dodgy. You know, it's there. Like, it's somebody got murdered, and we basically live in the same house, but, you know, it's not my responsibility. A little odd. I'm gonna ask him about the lens.
It looks like it might be a telescope. Thought you might know something about it.
Well, it certainly is a telescope. It has a part there to screw onto a tripod, you see? It's rather small, though. I'm not sure you could see many stars with it.
No, probably not.
Okay. I feel like I've probably got most of the things here. Let's go take out this one extra room and then probably call it for then. Take a look-see. Things are starting to unravel, though. We're starting to get, like, the bits and pieces. Things we can work on. Yeah, I'll have to think about those other puzzles, too. The ones we haven't been able to solve just yet. These are really cute, by the way.
But the birds are coming and going freely.
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
Mirror!
I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
Wow, impressive. I'm curious about you.
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow.
Does look a little evil.
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Show! Yeah, those are gorgeous. Let's go ask. This is Penelope? All these alliterative names are just the worst.
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Penny. Ah, so close.
Officially, yes.
Oh,
but
okay.
I never can
I was right.
bother
I'll take
with
it.
all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
A little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Tell me about yourself,
20-something.
Penny.
Aquarius, love to travel, and nearly all of my friends are birds.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him! Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz.
Gardener?
He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitzfellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
Pretty sure I know who that is, right? Yeah, Fitz is the gardener.
We can get into Penny's room.
Now, like,
No.
right now?
Wanted to talk to her a little bit more. Hit the wrong button. Okay, tell me about yesterday.
Early, and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there, crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That, and he has a great deal of work to do every day, watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course, and they often do. But I think they just like the company. As
Fair
do
enough.
I.
Okay, and finally the statement.
Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too.
Interesting.
I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Who else is there?
Uncle Pointer was there.
Yep.
Fitz, too.
Yep.
Standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
Okay.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we discovered so many things. I feel like next episode's probably going to be going down the other side of the tower. Filling up the rest of these rooms, just so we get like a good idea of all the places we can go, kind of have an idea of the puzzles to solve. And then it's probably going to be going back to everybody and just, yeah, piecing everything together, grabbing as many clues as we can, and then seeing where we go from there. But that'll be it for me today. Thank you so much for joining. Is this going to work? It does. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you have a good day. Hope to see you again next time. Bye.